Welcome to Sports Talk with L-Beasley. It is Thursday afternoon here for me in Detroit, Michigan. And of course, since it's Thursday, I'm definitely going to talk some Thursday night football, but some other stuff that's been going on, and some more NBA talk, some more NBA analysis. Basically, this was the second day of basically the season starting, so you got a chance to see more teams yesterday. You got to see more players, rookies. You got to do, like I said, a whole better analysis. So I'm going to start off with the game that got everybody excited. The Houston Rockets versus the Detroit Pistons, and most people automatically are thinking, what? That was the game that got people excited. But yeah, it got people excited because James Harden, who most people, if you don't know, I'm pretty sure you're about to find out, James Harden is on the Houston Rockets. That was a trade that went down a couple days before the season even started, and James Harden in his debut with the Houston Rockets had 37 points, 6 rebounds, 12 assists, 4 steals, and a block. And while I was very happy for James Harden and all that he did, I can't really say that I'm shocked that he performed this way. And I guess that was the thing that kind of got me a little, when I got on Twitter, when I got on Facebook, that was the talk of the town. Oh, James Harden is this. He's earning that $80 million contract that he signed the other day, by the way. He's earning the $80 million. Oklahoma's gonna feel stupid. Why are we making this one game more than what it is? And like I said, I'm a stickler for not one game, not 2 games, but give me a series of games before I start really saying Oklahoma was stupid or James Harden for MVP. I think I'm not saying he didn't earn the right to be talked about. Like I said, I'm happy for him. But anybody who knows James Harden, we know he can put up this performance. This is not a surprise. It's not like James Harden is one of those guys where he's been a scrub or he's been underrated. James Harden was a beast at Arizona State. Anybody who followed his college career, even coming off the bench at Oklahoma City, he was a beast. So why are we making this more than what it is? Like I said, it's impressive, no question. But technically, he's doing what he's supposed to do. He's on a stage now where he gets the chance to be the star. It's his job to go out there and create, do what he needs to do to help his team and be that leader. And that's what I saw him do. And no disrespect to my Detroit Pistons, but you're also playing the Pistons. I'm not trying to be funny. I love my Pistons. I support them as much as I can. I really do. But I'm not going to blow this game out of proportion. That was just my whole thing. Like I said, I'm very proud of the performance, but I'm not surprised. I knew he was capable of that. I mean, he's capable dang on near of a triple-double if he really puts more effort into getting rebounds more in each game. I mean, that's no question. Like I said, he's a shooting guard / point guard who has the ability to score from anywhere on the court for the most part, has always had a good knack for creating for others, which not every guard can say. But I'm not surprised. Like I said, I saw this at Arizona State, and I've watched his game evolve since he was at Oklahoma. So I just don't want people to blow it out of proportion. Like I said, hopefully this continues for him. Like I said, it was a very impressive game. But the tweets I saw were ridiculous as far as what just James Harden for MVP, all this other stuff. Like I said, this is one game. Let's keep him going. I want to see what he's gonna do against some other teams other than the Detroit Pistons. Like I said, no offense to my Detroit Pistons. I'm just saying. And then a lot of people, I also had a big debate too about Jeremy Lin. Jeremy Lin had 12 points, 8 assists, 4 steals, but he also had 4 turnovers. Now, I put a tweet on Twitter originally that said Jeremy Lin, saw some good and bad things, but I saw some improvements. And a lot of people got excited and said Jeremy Lin was horrible. Jeremy Lin sucked. I expected more after an off season and all this stuff. And my whole thing is this, and I said this earlier. Stop with the one game success or fail. And that's what I feel like people do with this one or even 2 games. Like I said, stop with the 3, 4, 5 games. Oh, okay, it's not a success, or he sucks, or this coach sucks, or all this jazz. I feel like with Jeremy Lin, you have to be able, as an analyst and when you're talking sports, you have to be able to take everything into consideration. This is not an excuse. I'm just saying this is what I take in consideration. Jeremy Lin is first coming off an injury. That's first. He's coming off an injury. You go to a new team with a new coach, a new system, new teammates, a new role. So you're getting adjusted all that. Like I say, you're coming off being healthy, which is mentally and physically draining anyway, because I've done it. I've had a torn ACL. I've had a bruised rotator cuff and multiple injuries. Trust me, it's hard coming off injuries and then getting adjusted to a whole new system. So like I said, then you're getting a new coach in Kevin McHale. New system, new teammates. And then your role is changing completely from what it was in New York. Now they're saying, hey, you're about to be the leader, man. And keep in mind, this is before James Harden even came. You're about to be the leader. We need you to step up your game. We need you to do all of this. You're taking this all in an off season, after coming off injury. So you're getting used to your teammates. You're getting used to your coach, the pressure. Then before the season even starts, James Harden comes to your team. And now your role is changing again because now they're saying, well, we're not saying you can't be a leader, but that's what we got James for. We're not saying don't create, but we know James can do that. Like I said, this is not an excuse. I'm just trying to give the people who went off on me about the Lynn situation, even though I didn't say Lynn played great, I said Lynn, I saw some good and bad things, which is true. I saw some good things, and I saw some bad things. Like I said, quit with the one game success, and you got to take everything in the back. Like I said, now if I start seeing 4 turnovers and 5 turnovers, Lynn was the dude who had 10 turnovers last year. So him to have 4 turnovers, I was like, okay, maybe that's, it's not a good thing, but I'm like, well, at least he didn't have 10, at least he didn't have 8. Yeah, I don't like the fact that he's turning the ball over, but once again, it's his second year really playing in the NBA, basically. So, like I said, you can't expect one game success, and that's what I was really trying to get at, like I said, with the James Harden thing, and everything I'm going to discuss today as far as the NBA or any sport. Just that one game success. That's something that keeps getting talked about. Oh, man, he sucked. It was one game. This is his first game back. He's still adjusting. James Harden probably going to struggle eventually. Kobe has struggled before. LeBron James has struggled before. Get over that. That's one game. Let's see how he continues. Like I said, now if he continues this for 10 and 20 games into the season, then we can start talking, okay, Jeremy Lin really is not improved. He isn't getting better. But off this one game success or fail, that's not fair to him. That's not fair to any player. And like, especially when you're not analyzing the situation, in my opinion, correctly. And that's just my thoughts. Like I said, I saw some good things out of him. He did a better job of taking care of the ball. But he still is turning the ball over a little bit too much personally for my liking. Because I don't like seeing 4 turnovers with my point guard, but I'd rather see 4 other than 8 and 9, which I used to see. And like I said, hopefully he improves. It's the first game back on the court. Like I said, new coach, new system, new role, and then your role has probably been changed again because James Harden is on your team now. So hopefully he can learn from James Harden and they can help each other out, and hopefully this team can grow together because they do have some nice pieces who can make this team a team to watch in the West. It's no question. Not necessarily a contender off the bat, but definitely a team to watch, no question. Moving on to some other things that happened. The Spurs squared off against the New Orleans Hornets, and this game was pretty much important because of the number 1 draft pick, Anthony Davis. This was his NBA debut with the Hornets, and he actually played pretty well. He had 21.7 rebounds, 1 steal, and 1 block. Well, most impressive, or at least in my opinion, the most impressive thing I found was he had no fouls, and he had no turnovers, which is very impressive as a rookie being in the post. We all know sometimes you don't get the best entry passes. You get a lot of stuff jumbled up. So for him to play at the level that he did, and going against some players like Tim Duncan in the post, it was very impressive. I was very impressed with what I saw, and hopefully this is more things to come. And his team is going to need him, obviously, right now with Eric Gordon being out. And whatnot, but hopefully this is the start of something good for him. The other rookie, if you're an Austin Rivers fan, he did not do well. He went 1 of 9 from the field, finishing with 7 points, had some turnovers, had some fouls, didn't look good, and for me personally, like I said, I'm not a one-game judge person, but I wouldn't be surprised if Austin Rivers continues this negative spiral. Because as I said in the draft, as I said while he was in college, I think he has potential. I think he's a scoring threat, no question. But when he chose to leave early, I knew it wasn't necessarily, in my opinion, a good idea. Like I said, he's technically a point guard who has no point guard skill set. In high school, he was just a scorer. He might have played point guard, but his job, he didn't create for others. His job was to go out there and score 40 and 50, which is part of the reason he got his national ranking in the first place. Went to Duke. He had a little bit of point guard experience from there, but not a lot. And one of the reasons that, they struggled at times was sometimes because he was at point. So him coming into this, in the NBA early, I don't think he's going to be successful off the bat. I don't even know if he's really truly going to be successful, but I predicted that he wouldn't do well this year, if at all. But like I said, I'm not going to judge him off one game. It's not surprising to see him go 1 of 9 and only score 7 points. Like I said, I said, he's not really a point guard. I saw that in preseason. Anybody watched him in preseason, watched him during summer league, you can see he was struggling. And not only that, he's coming off an injury too. So, hopefully he can get it together because, like I said, I never wish for somebody's downfall. But that performance is not surprising. But as I always say, I'm not one to judge you off one game. I'm just not. Some other games another game, I should say, that got people excited again was the Trailblazers and the Los Angeles Lakers. Lakers lose again, this time to the Trailblazers. Trailblazers 116 to 106. Now, I start off with the Trailblazers for those who all wanted to get on Damian Lillard's butt all of a sudden in this game, I'm going to get y'all, because I have been saying since, before the NBA draft, when I can go back to my previous shows, I have been saying this, that Damian Lillard is a beast. I have been saying that since the end of time. I mean, even before I used to say it on Twitter, I said to all my friends, Damian Lillard is a beast. And all I saw on Twitter yesterday was, oh, this kid Lillard is cold and all of this. And I kept thinking to myself, like, have I not been saying this? I don't know, for months. Have I not been saying that for months? And my whole thing is, and I'm not, like I said, it's one game. I'm not gonna go crazy, but I just have confidence in what he is and what he can be. I really do. Like I said, in my opinion, Lillard brings everything to Portland that Portland kind of lacked in a way. They bring that outside shooter. He brings more athleticism. He's a creator. He has speed. He has defense. He has maturity. And quite honestly, I think he could be that future leader who can stand along LaMarcus Aldridge, or be that leader that Aldridge may not end up being, or whatever the case may be. So like I said, a lot of people slept on Lillard, and all of a sudden he's like, rookie of the year candidate right next to Anthony Davis. I've been saying that since like the beginning of time. That's all. I'm gonna leave that alone. But as far as the Blazers, I'm not surprised by their performance. I've constantly said the Blazers are a team who can cause some issues. I mean, the Blazers have the potential and the talent to be a decent contender in the West, or at least cause problems in the West. But the key for them has always been stay healthy, and I mean that literally. I mean, we all know that. That's always, anybody who keeps up with the Blazers know that's what, I mean, Nate McMillan, the coach, has gotten hurt before. So we all know that's always been one of their main issues, was could they stay healthy? Because we've all said, if they can stay healthy, they can cause some issues. They have the roster to do it. It's no question. You got a nice young point guard who can create for you, who finished with, I think, 23 points and 11 assists, Damian Lillard. Yeah, once again, I called that. You have a creator. You have a nice scorer in him. You have that older, somewhat veteran LaMarcus Aldridge, who has matured over the years. The fact that he's experienced injuries, that he's played in the post. And that's the great thing about LaMarcus Aldridge. He can kind of put his back to the basket and do some things, and he can also square you up and do some things, and that's what you like about him. And then you also got people like Batum, and Batum is somebody I feel is kind of an X factor for this team. If he can get going, he just got that contract extension. He looked very good last night, not surprising. Like I said, did he earn his contract in one game? No, he did not, but he looked impressive. But that's what Nick Batum is. Nick Batum is one of those awkward looking players, but is a heck of a scorer and a heck of a defender, and that's what it's all about. And not only that, they just have other good pieces. They have added J.J. Hickson, which I think he's going to do well for them as far as being a piece for them. They have Wesley Matthews, who's, obviously always been that defender for them. They have Jared Jeffries. They also have Myers Leonard from out of the guys draft. They have Nolan Smith as a backup point guard. They have Sasha Pavlovic as a backup coming off. So this is a team that can cause some issues. The biggest thing with them is probably their second unit, I would say. But this is a team that we all know can cause some issues if they can just stay healthy. No question. Of course, as you get into the course of the season, and definitely if they do make it to the playoffs, you start getting into more of the experience and the maturity level, just because this team is still young. But other than that, there's no reason this team cannot be successful. Moving on to the Lakers side of it. Lakers are 0-2, and really my thing with the Lakers is it's really the same thing it was the other night. It's the defense. I'm not concerned as much with the offense. I know that's been half the talk, is the offense. Oh, it's this hybrid offense. Oh no, we need to use Steve Nash. Yeah, they used Steve Nash yesterday. Unfortunately, Steve Nash had to leave the game. Did not return due to a bruised shin, unfortunately. But even when he was out there, yes, the offense was still rolling. They were doing good. But him being out there, had them running that type of offense with the pick and roll, the pick and pop with Steve Nash, had nothing to do with their defense being poor or better. They still play horrible defensively. And it comes down to the basic defensive characteristics of a game. As far as my big men go, it was way too many easy entry. I have never seen a front line like Dwight Howard, Paul Gasol, Antoine Jameson, and Jordan Hill allow so many easy buckets at the rim, easy entry passes into the post, allowing offensive rebounds. You can't play like that. And, that was really what got me. And then it's not just the post players, it's the perimeter players too. Because like I said, at the end of the day, perimeter players are not contesting shots. I had time I didn't even see a hand go up. When Pavlovic and Batum and Damian are shooting these jump shots, I didn't see hands go up. They just standing and watching. You allow opponents to penetrate the paint easily, which is, there is no help side, it's no communication, horrible defensive transition, and that stuff needs to improve. And that's why I say with the Lakers right now is defense. And really what pisses me off is you have the good defenders. You have a great defensive squad? No, but you have good defenders in Metta World Peace, in Dwight Howard, in Antoine Jameson, in Jordan Hill. You have those guys who can go out there and go grab a ball and go out there and, get on the floor and go for a loose ball. You got guys who can go in there and block shots. You have that. Kobe even played D when he wants to. You have some defenders on this team, and even if you don't, even if you don't have defenders, you have the strategy to make it work in your favor. And that's the thing that bothers me. I saw a lot of Mike Brown needs to be fired tweets. I'm more pissed at Mike Brown because he's a defensive-minded coach, and I haven't seen defense. That's what's pissing me off. Like I said, too many people are blaming the offense to crap on Mike Brown. That offense, like I said, whether it's a hybrid, Princeton offense, or Steve Nash doing the pick and roll and pick and pop, that offense is going to be fine as far as I can see from right now. But I prefer them, let me put on the record, I prefer them to do pick and roll, pick and pop with Steve Nash. That's what you got it for. Let them create. I personally just, want to say that. But that's the problem with the Lakers right now, is the defense. And quite frankly, that second unit. Like I said, that second unit goes based off pretty much Steve Blake. And Steve Blake has to step up. He hasn't had a consistent year since he got to LA. And he's the part of that second unit that gets them to go. They can't always count. Steve Nash is 38 years old, going on 39. They cannot count on him to be out there for 40 minutes a game so he can lead this team. We have to feel comfortable as far as Laker fans or Kobe fans, whoever you are. They have to feel comfortable Steve Blake can get out here and execute. And people like Jordan Hill, Antoine Jameson got to step up their game and do what they're supposed to do. Like I said, that's really my issue with the Lakers right now. Because I honestly feel they just play better defense there in this game. Now, on a positive note, Dwight Howard played better. He had 33 points the other day, 14 rebounds, 5 assists, 1 steal, and 1 block. Free throw-wise, he did great. He made 15 of his 19 attempts at the free throw line. And like I said, this is not a surprise. The Lakers are not going to allow him not to be able to make free throws. Period. I can tell you that right now. They are not going to allow Dwight Howard not to be able to make free throws. First of all, it's something they're not used to. Let's be real. The Lakers haven't experienced a liability like Dwight Howard as far as at the free throw line since Shaq. Let's be real. Okay, that's a liability they can't have, nor are they used to since Shaq. So I'm not surprised that his free throws improve. And obviously when you have big men like Pau Gasol there helping you out, who can kind of feel what you're saying because he has big hands as well, and obviously they did a good job of making sure Bynum knew how to make his free throws. So, it's no problem with that, as far as that goes. But my thing is, while he was there, Kobe, like I said, Kobe and him, I believe, combined for 63 points, I want to say. Because I think Kobe had 30 points, and obviously Dwight Howard had 32 points. And like I said, the offense is not a concern. Your points are coming. That's not a question. The problem is the defense. And until I see that defense improve, I don't really think that the Lakers are going to improve. And that's really my concern. Until that defense gets going, the Laker team is going to continue to struggle. And that's just me keeping it real. I'm just saying. Take it as is, agree or disagree. Either way you choose to, it's cool. And some other news, well, it's not really other news, but Landry Fields, of the Toronto Raptors, you remember, y'all should probably remember Landry Fields, right? Y'all remember him, $20 million contract he got from Toronto. Well, his, little start of the night, I guess you could say, last night, he had 0 points, 2 boards, 1 assist, and the Toronto Raptors lost. So, like I said, I'm not a one-game judger, but I found it quite funny that, they gave him $20 million and, they gave him all this money in his first game. He sucked. But, hey, Stephen Curry stunk up the joint, which leads me to my other point. A lot of contract extensions happened the other day. Deadline, obviously, was a lot of rush, but, Stephen Curry got his 4-year extension with the Golden State Warriors. Taj Gibson got an extension with the Chicago Bulls. Who else got an extension? Obviously, we know about James Harden, $80 million extension with the Rockets. Drew Holiday got extension with the 76ers. So, it was some extensions. Oh, yeah, and DeRozan got an extension with the Raptors, $40 million. So, I mean, as far as the money goes, I mean, do I really think all these players need this money? No. I think every player has earned the extension. I don't think necessarily the amount of the extension. But I mean that's the whole point, to earn the amount of the extension. As far as Curry, I heard rumors that Curry said the extension talks bothered his game, which I think is bull. But hopefully these guys earn their extensions. Truly earn their extensions. Like I said, all these guys have stepped up for their teams. Taj Gibson stepped up for his team. DeRozan obviously has been that light for the Raptors for years now. Stephen Curry, we know he's capable of being that guy for the Golden State Warriors. He just can't stay healthy. And like I said, Harden, obviously, has he earned $80 million yet? No, not necessarily, but he's a star player. He expects star money, so leave it at that. But not really, like I said, not really a surprise. Like I said, Drew Holiday, all these guys have earned extensions by stepping up on their teams. Like I said, do they necessarily need that percentage of money? Not necessarily, but I'm going to keep that little thought to myself. But other than that, like I said, extensions going around. Deadline was last night at midnight. They had to make some changes. And like I said, respecters, my whole thing is just earn it. I'm not going to have a problem with it as long as you earn the money that you received. If you don't, that's when you're going to start hearing me talk and start going back to it was too much money. But other than that, I'm going to leave it alone. And then, other games that just happened the other night, really wasn't too many other, like, big games, that got a lot of people, like, excited or anything. But, I'm looking forward tonight to the Thunder and the Spurs. It'll be my first time seeing the Thunder play since preseason. So I'm just really looking forward to just seeing how they're going to play. Obviously, Spurs are 1-0 right now. Their Spurs are playing at home. Parker played well. Green, Leonard Duncan. Duncan looked great, by the way, for, one of the best power forwards, if not the best power forward to ever play. The game, he looked great yesterday. But I just want to see how the Thunder are going to look. Obviously, like I said, they lost James Harden, or they didn't lose him. They let him go for their own personal reasons, which I didn't have a problem with. But I'm really just looking forward, Westbrook back on the court. Durant, just seeing how this team is going to play without him. I really want to just see how the team is going to play without Harden. I want to see any improvements maybe Westbrook has done, as far as being a little bit more in control, maybe being a better creator. Obviously, Kevin Durant, I want to see different things like moving without the ball, maybe even got a little bit stronger, please, for the love of God. And then just looking at the other players, Serge Ibaka, let's see what he kind of steps up. They got Perry Jones, that's who they got in the draft. They got Jeremy Lamb, which they got in the Houston trade for Harden. I want to see how he's going to play. I want to see Hasheem Thabeet if he gets a chance to get in. I really just want to see how this team is going to come out now that, Harden is gone. I want to definitely see how that second unit is going to respond and how the coach is going to, mix up the lineups now, because that was one thing about Harden. Harden could always kind of be your creator when Westbrook wasn't in the game, and now you don't have that. So I just really want to see how all those things are going to go. But at the end of the day, like I said, as far as Oklahoma City goes, even if they do have a down year, which they may, I'm not going to say nothing until I see them, but they may have a down year. I still like the trade. Like I said, they got to protect their business interests. We're not spending all this money on all these four guys, especially that much money that Harden wanted. And like I said, looking towards the future, you got some nice pieces already that are, I consider to be almost mid-level veterans in Westbrook and Kevin Durant, because they've been here for a minute now. And then you got some nice young pieces in Perry Jones, Jeremy Lamb, DeAndre Liggins, whatnot. Like I said, you went and got some other guys like Kevin Martin. You still have Kendrick Perkins, Nick Collison, those nice pieces, role pieces. And then you got those 2 draft picks in the first round that you can use in 2013. So at the end of the day, like I said, even if they have a down year, which I don't think they are, but like I said, I'm not going to judge until I see. Even if they have a down year, I still think they're prepared for the future, which is what you want to see for an NBA team, quite frankly. They may be right back in a great boat in 2013 just because of this one move they made with Harden. You never know. You just have to wait and see. And then lastly, just moving on to the Thursday night football game between the Kansas City Chiefs and the San Diego Chargers. I'm going to be honest with you, I'm probably not even going to be watching this game. Game come on at 8:20, 8:30. I'll probably be watching. I think the OKC San Antonio game come on like 9:30. I probably won't be watching this game. But at the end of the day, I'm really just trying to see who can hang on to the ball. I mean, that's really been the issue. I mean, Rivers can't hold on to the ball. Cassell, Quinn, whoever's throwing at the time can't hang on to the ball for the Chiefs. I mean, that's really what I want to see. Just, who can, like I said, if I'm even watching the game, which probably won't be, by the way. But just want to really look and see who can get going. Chiefs obviously are 1-6, and then the Chargers have been on a losing streak. And now they head back home, so hopefully they can get their win going. But other than that, I really don't have too much to say on this game. It's all about the turnover ratio, who can keep the ball, who hopefully can get their running game going. Both have those running backs who can get you going, but are a little bit inconsistent. But I think, obviously Charles is always that that strong side for Kansas City. And then just like I said, want to see the blocking, the protection, and whatnot for the quarterbacks, and see how the quarterbacks both respond, or the three quarterbacks respond, as far as, just how they've been playing. So that's really what I'm looking for. But other than that, I hope you enjoyed today's segment or show of Sports Talk with L-Beasley. Let me know your comments if you agree, if you disagree. If there's a topic or a subject you want me to discuss that I didn't get a chance to talk about, let me know. Player, coach, team, doesn't matter. Whatever sport it is, just let me know, and I'm always happy to oblige my fans. If you want to be a guest on my show, all you have to do is contact me. All my contact information is on the credits at the end. Always happy to have you as a guest on my show. Or if you want me to be a guest on your show, people have always been very nice about inviting me on their show, radio, video. Always happy to be a guest on somebody else's show. So if you want to invite me on your show, also be sure to contact me. All my contact information is on the credits at the end. Go check out MoneyballSportswear.com. They're a huge supporter of me and Sports Talk with L-Beasley, so go check them out. Not to mention they just got cold clothes. So go check them out, MoneyballSportswear.com. The only way to ball is Moneyball. Once again, thank you for tuning in, and I will see you guys tomorrow.